Hey guys, welcome to Rosie's Dessert Spot. Today we'll be creating this fun rose or peony stenciled cake decorated with gum paste pearls. I have a 7-inch cake. I have 4 of them actually that I bought from Coles. I've just cut off the tops and sticking them together with buttercream. I'll have the recipe for the buttercream listed in the eye icon up top and in the description box below for you guys. Stick them all together with the buttercream. You can keep it white or you can color it for added effect, totally up to you. I have the white chocolate mud flavor and the caramel mud flavor as well. Once they've all been stacked, create a crumb coat all around the cake starting from the top. This will basically trap in all of the crumbs and ensure that the last layer of frosting is nice and neat and crumb free. Once it's all covered, use a frosting scraper to help smooth it out. And then bring that lip of frosting to the middle. Freeze your cake for 10 minutes or you can pop it into the fridge for 20 and just until the layer of frosting has time to really set and harden. Just makes it much easier for you to apply your final layer of frosting. To get it nice and dark, I added black gel food color to my buttercream and then I'm covering it generously again with that buttercream. It's kind of grayish looking at the moment, but as it continues to rest that buttercream or the gel food color in there, it will start to darken for you. So don't be too alarmed if it looks a bit dark gray. As it rests, it darkens. Smooth it out, bring the lip of frosting to the middle, refrigerate, and then continue your decoration. You could also freeze it for 20 minutes instead or refrigerate it overnight. Basically, we want that frosting now to become really, really hard. That way it doesn't get messed up by our stencil. You can see that I've popped 4 pins, 1 on each corner, really holding that stencil up against the cake nice and tightly so we don't get any buttercream underneath it. To make sure that all the colors remain separate, I'm just adding a little bit of buttercream colored green onto the end of my spatula, pressing it into this stencil and just kind of moving it side to side to make sure it's all nice and flat. As you move on to your next color, make sure to wash all of that colored frosting from your spatula and go on with your second color. I have a piping bag at the ready to make it nice and controlled, just adding a little bit on the edge at a time. I've chosen electric pink and a yellow mixed with a bit of red to create the orange. Once it's all completely covered, carefully remove the pins and gently peel back your stencil. From here you can frame it with whatever you like. You can pipe a little border around it. I've chosen to use gum paste, but you could also use fondant for this instead. Roll it into a log and dust it with some icing sugar or cornstarch and then press it firmly into your fondant mold. When it's nice and securely in there, hold it down slightly while you cut off the excess with a spatula, holding that spatula steady up against the silicone mold so you know it's going to be a straight, even cut. Once all has been cut, you'll want to turn your silicone mold over, stretch it out as much as you can, and then press into the back of it with your thumb to poke out the fondant or the gum paste. I recommend using gum paste because it doesn't break apart as easily and it holds its shape really nicely. Otherwise, if you can't find it, fondant will do the trick as well. It'll just be a little bit more finicky. To apply it onto the cake, you do want to use a little bit of water. Brush it onto the back of your pearls and then add it onto your cake. Originally I had this burgundy colored gum paste, but I decided later on that I actually wanted it in gold. If you are going to make gold, try to go for a dark yellow colored fondant or gum paste, or if you want to do silver, try to go for a gray color instead. That way if you do miss any paint on the fondant, it won't be so noticeable because the color underneath is camouflage. Add the pearls in 2 different sizes and then connect it at the top and the bottom. This is edible gold luster dust with some rosewater spirit to create a paint, and I'm just adding it to the top and the bottom and the sides as well. Basically everywhere, all over the pearls. Start with a nice big brush, that way it covers most of it and just saves you a lot of time. For those finicky little areas right at the base, you could use a thinner brush for more control. and that way you can avoid the cake contaminating with that color. And you're done. She's very antique-y looking, I think. Very easy to do as well. You just need the stencil and lots of patience. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you tried this tutorial out. If you do, hashtag Rosie's Dessert Spot so I can see your awesome creation as well. Feel free to subscribe and we'll catch you again in the next one. Bye for now.